sit down.
And now, streaming live from the sunny Southern California coast, this is Options Uncensored.
Hey everybody, I'm Steve. Welcome to Options Uncensored. We're making real options trades in real time together. Let's get right into it. First things first, make sure you have your brokerage account open and ready to go so you can follow along. Have your YouTube video quality set as high as possible. It helps the numbers appear a lot clearer. Have a calculator ready so we can do some simple math together. And finally, and most importantly, don't forget this is not financial advice. This is all for entertainment purposes only. All right? Let's go over our open positions. First one here, Q, that's a treasury bill we have an auction this morning I'm participating in, so there'll be a treasury bill appearing here tomorrow. XOP, we opened this 2 days ago. Opened it at 64, I think 65, trying to get to 32. So far, so good today. Macy's, we rolled that one, trying to get to 50. We're about at flat on that one, so no worries there. Coca-Cola's moving down again today. This one's fun. But like I said, we got till November expiration. We've got earnings on October 24th. It's a put spread, so we're covered. And we have earnings that may help us out, okay? Roku, trying to get to 31. Almost there. Mark's at 50. And DraftKings moved against us a bit, but same thing. We've got plenty of time. And it's a spread, so we've got coverage. All right. Let's look for something new. Let's follow up on some earnings moves today. As we get into earnings, what we're trying to look for post-earnings moves are moves that were higher than that was priced into the options market. So we're looking for big moves here. First one up is Walgreens, WBA. I don't know how much this one moved at all. Earnings this morning, right? October 12th, correct. So earnings here. Doesn't look like there's much movement, up 4.5%. I don't know what was priced in, but let's take a look. If we want to look at the call side. November expiration still. 36 days till expiration. Yeah, there's not going to be much here. You see we got red on both sides. So we'll skip Walgreens. We know right away whether or not there's a move or not. Domino's, DPZ. Same thing, earnings today. We do have some green on the call side, so that's interesting. The put side is obviously a loser because it moved up. Earnings were today before the open. Good. Here's the chart. Wouldn't mind opening a call spread. It could easily get to around 380 or so. On the call side, if you sold, not very liquid though. Some volume, but there's a 50-point spread here. That's not ideal. Yeah. Everything looks good except liquidity, so we're going to skip it for liquidity's sake. Let's look at Ford and GM. More bad strike news today on the put side. Now let's look at GM. Ford is too small of a stock. It's a $12 stock. GM, on the other hand, earnings for GM are the 24th. We're too close on earnings to make a move. Interesting. It's going to keep moving lower. So we're just going to have to wait on this one too. Delta, they had earnings today. Up after the news, but selling off. Maybe catch a bid around 33. Let's take a look at the options. Oh, the put side is up today. $33 is too close, and the 30 is too far. Are these liquid enough? Now, sometimes when you do these weeklies, it's not liquid enough. We'll take that out. Lowest but no cigar on Delta. Clorox. I think they got news today. What was the news? Raised. Upgrade today at Clorox. Earnings are November 1st. Man, oh man. Should catch a bounce around 115 or so. On the put side, not a lot of volume. Same thing with the call side, not a lot of volume. When you don't have a lot of volume, you don't get a lot of liquidity. Kimberly Clark, KMB. That was also, I think, upgraded today. But earnings are on the 24th as well. Upgrade. Skip. Same thing, zero liquidity here. All right, next, we've got Nike. Let's take a look at Nike. Earnings for Nike are in December 20th, so that's good. We're post earnings. Maybe something on the call side. Again, the problem with this one is 105 is too close and 110 is too far. On the put side, if you sold the 92.5 and bought the 87.5, let's do the math on that one. 62 minus 22, divide that by 2 and divide that by 500, 4% on the put side. That's not worth it. Let's skip. Let's take a look at VMware. Earnings are the 30th November, so we got plenty of time on this one. Holy smokes, it's moving up a lot. Is it not at an all-time high, but definitely on the way up? Let's take a look at the call side. No liquidity. Next. Carrier, CARR. Earnings are the 26th. Too close. Shame. Next. Fast. Earnings. When are earnings? Earnings were today, yeah? All right, so this is a post-earnings move. Let's look at the call side. Again, nothing to do on the call side. There's not enough room, not enough liquidity. Put side, there's some liquidity on the put side, but you're not going to get paid for it to sell the 55. It's too low. And see how it's all red here today? No. Adobe is next. Up today. Earnings for Adobe are December. Perfect. And like I said, it's up today. Let's look at the call side. The call side, you want to sell the 625 and buy the 630. It's not very liquid, but it's something. Let's take a look. We'll do the math. 625, 630 is 437 minus 370. Divide that by 2. Divide that by 500. Almost 7% return. Now that's something we're looking for. 625 on the chart. It's right about here. That seems fair. I keep Adobe marked on the list of interest. If it keeps moving up, if it moved to around 600, then I'd be very, very interested in opening a call spread. All right. Next, Roblox. Earnings are on the 8th, so we're about a month away. Maybe now's the time to do call spread. If you sold the 40 and bought the 42.5, let's see. 66 minus 40, divide that by 2 and divide that by 250, 5%. If you got a small account, that'd be swell. On the put side, sold at 25 and bought the 20. 59 minus 13, divide that by 2, divide that by 500, only 4.6% return on the put side. Keep it on the list. No moves yet. If it moves up tomorrow or next week, we'll definitely go on the call side. Let's follow up next with Target. I think Target's up again today, so if selling the puts, we may have missed our moment. Earnings on the 15th. Here's our chart. It did sell off a bit, so maybe we can sell puts here. If you sold on the put side, sold the 95 and bought the 90, that's 123 minus 67 divided by 2 divided by 500, 5.6% return there. Let's see if it keeps moving down. It'll stay on the list for now. But if you want to open something on the put side, sell the 95, buy the 90, risking $500 to make a 5.5% return. Okay? TLT. Moving back down. I think as we get close to the Fed meeting, and after the Fed meeting in a couple weeks here, we should have some answers about the bond market. Selling puts then. Or sell puts before the Fed meeting. Let's look at gold, GLD. Let's look at the call side on gold. If you sold the 181 and bought the 186, what do you get? 74. Look how it's red on both sides, so we should have done this yesterday if we wanted to. 181, that's 74, 75, minus 28, divide that by 2, and divide that by 500, 4.7% return. Considering this is an ETF and it's gold, that's not a bad return. Where's 181 on the chart? All the way up here. That seems very fair. Very fair. Again, if the move continues up, definitely sell the call spread there, okay? Let's hold for now. Alright, let's look at IV Ring Scanner. Sort by volume. So the SPY and the Qs are completely off the list now. Volatility's cooled off. Amazon and Apple all have earnings. AMD winter earnings. Halloween, too close. We looked at the TLT. Charge points too low. Palantir. Microsoft earnings are on the 21st. Netflix and Bank of America have earnings. Once we get past all these earnings, we'll have a lot more moves to make. Delta and Walgreens we already looked at. Ford has earnings. ExxonMobil has earnings. Earnings everywhere. UVXY, skip that one. The XLE. We have a position on the XOP already. So the XLE is very similar. Same thing with the USO. I would do the same thing. Sell a call spread here. Strike. Sell the 95 and buy the 100. I think XOP had the better return. That's why we went with XOP. On this one, 56 minus 15. Divide that by 2. Divide that by 500. Only 4% return. And again, liquidity's been sucked out of these two, so skip it for now. If you're in XOP, hang in there. If you're trying to open something new, don't do it already because you already missed the moment. Okay. Coca-Cola's got earnings. Silver, we already looked at gold. I'd rather do gold. Intel, earnings on the 26th. Tupperware is a $2 stock. Yikes. PayPal, earnings on the 1st. The KRE. Small bank earnings are coming up. Here's our chart. Man. Sold the 46, you're not going to get paid for it. The put side, you get paid on the put side, but you don't want to take the put side. If you sold the 37 and bought the 34, 40 minus 15, divide that by 2, divide that by 300, 4%. If you want to sell a put spread, fine, go for it. Not for me. Affirm. GM we already looked at. Novo, earnings on the 2nd. Do we have enough time? Maybe. NOVO, we looked at this one the other day, but we didn't pull the trigger. Earnings to confirm are on the 2nd. Yikes. Selling a call spread would be interesting, yeah? Be out before earnings. On the call side, you need to sell the 115 and buy the 120. What do you get? 107 minus 62. Divide that by 2 and divide that by 500. Only 4.5% on the call side. It's a shame. What if we sold the 115 and bought the 125? That's 107 minus 42. Divide that by 2. That's even worse. That's a 3.2% return. Even worse. The put side, if you sold the 87.5 and bought the 82.5, that's 85 minus 45. Divide that by 2 and divide that by 500. 4% on the nose. You're better off selling the call spread. Next. Earnings. The XLU. Let's look at the XLU. You don't get paid much for these ETFs. Maybe sell something on the call side, huh? Let's look at the call side really quick, see what the strikes are. If you sold the 63, no, you don't get paid for it. Skip this one. Next. Target. We already looked at Target. BP's got earnings. Earnings. Too low. Lilly. Man, I wish I could trade some of these drug stocks, but too close to earnings. Shopify. Winter earnings. We've traded Shopify before. This one's fun. Earnings are on the 2nd. Too close. On the put side, too. What did the put side have? Ugh. Damn. Too close to earnings. What a shame. That would have been a good one. Taiwan Semi has earnings. Home Builders. XHB. We've traded this one before. What do we got on the chart? Down. Pass. Can we still sell the call spread? Maybe, huh? No, you don't get paid for it. 62 there on the call side. The put side, you get paid more, but you're taking the bigger risk. Back to the list. We'll find something. Disney. Earnings. Some CI earnings. Lamb Weston. Lamb Weston still has heightened volatility even though they're past earnings. Let's take a look. Yeah, earnings not till January. Okay, beautiful. Sold off big after earnings. All right. On the put side. Yikes. You'd want to sell. Wish there was something in between the 80 and the 75. That's where you want to be. On the call side, if you sold and not enough liquidity, 15-cent spread. Too far. Close. Bank earnings are almost done. We'll have JP Morgan tomorrow, right? Good, finally. Verizon has earnings on the 24th. Let's look at Datadog. Earnings are on the 9th. There's some time here. Here's our chart. I have no bias either way. On the put side, if you sold the 75 and bought the 70, what do you get? 134 minus 71. Divide that by 2, divide that by 500. 6.3% on the put side. That's not bad at all. And on the call side, if you sold the 105 and bought the 110, 171 minus 102, divide that by 2, divide that by 500, 7% on the call side. Now here's something. Earnings again are on the 9th, so about a month away. Let's look at the chart. Yeah, I don't know about this one. Everything looks great. We got time before earnings. We got great liquidity. Just we have no movement here, so you could sell the call side or the put side. Or sell both. Sell the Condor. I wish we had a distinctive move down or a distinctive move up, and then we could sell something. But right now, we're in no man's land. Raytheon. Earnings on the 24th. Lift. Too small. United Airlines has earnings next week. Let's skip this one. Let's go to another scanner. What's this one? MDB. Okay. Earnings are on December. Great. What's the call side look like? Not a lot of volume. Put side, anything? There's some volume down here. Nothing. Next. VMware, we already looked at. Enphase. Solar Edge. SEDG. Earnings are November 6th. Here's an ugly, ugly chart. God. What does the put side look like? If you sold the 90, bought the 85. Not a lot of volume, though. ENPH, Enphase. Earnings on the 26th. We'll have to skip it. Trade Desk and DoorDash, we looked at both of those yesterday. Let's take a look. Earnings on November 8th. We got about a month. Want to sell the call side here, yeah? Everything's, both sides are red, so we missed it. If we wanted to sell, it should have been yesterday. On the call side, sell the 100, buy the 105. 164 minus 99 divided by 2 divided by 500. 6.5% on the call side. That's interesting. And on the put side, sell the 70, buy the 65. That's even better. 127 minus 67 divided by 2 divided by 500. 6%. No. So call side. Where's 100 on the chart? All the way up here. That seems very fair. Hey, mark this one down. Come back later. DoorDash was the other one. Earnings are on the 1st. We're getting too close to that one. Dexcom. Advanced Auto Parts. Earnings are on the 14th. We got about a month here. Just a slow grind down after earnings. Each time miss and does nothing. Move down after earnings. Wow, what a fall. What a fall. Let's take a look at the put side. You better be getting paid for this. If you sold the 40, no, you don't even get paid for it. Skip. Where's 40 on the chart? A 20% move down. That's not worth it. Let's look at one more. That's Auto Parts. DocuSign. We've traded DocuSign before. Maybe open something on the put side. Earnings are December 7th. Wonderful. Here's your chart. Let's see what the puts pay. Not enough. On the call side, same thing. You need something in between here. Let's go back to Trade Desk. On the call side. What's the strike? 100, 105? Okay, we'll open this one. So we're going to sell a vertical call spread with our strikes at 100 and 105, okay? So we're going to go over here, go to vertical, and we're going to do the 100, 105, okay? That's right here. We're going to sell one November expiration, strike 100 on the call side, and buy one November expiration, 105 strike on the call side. We'll go for the ask, that's 70. Limit, okay? We will receive $70 for selling, okay? We'll preview that. Sell one, call to open, buy one, call to open. We're in November, great credit. Make sure we're receiving a credit. Don't debit this. $70 of what we'll receive. We'll send that out. Good to go. Okay. It'll hang out open here all day. If it does get filled, we will set a buy to close order at 35 cents. Good till canceled limit, okay? Good job today. That's everything. Not a very exciting day. We just got to get past these earnings humps, okay? Thank you for watching. Tune in every day at 7:15 a.m. on the West Coast, 10:15 a.m. on the East Coast. Subscribe. You'll get alerts of when we go live every day. Tell your friends who are trading to tune in and watch every day. It's fun, okay? And we'll see you guys tomorrow.